Well, what do we have here? A couple weeks ago, it was rumored that Devin White was not happy with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and today he confirmed it. He requested a trade per Jenna Lane from ESPN from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And don't forget, when them rumors surfaced, he was flirting with the Eagles. Howie, pick up the phone.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's our life. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. And today we are talking about the possibility of the Eagles going out and shoring up the linebacker spot. Nakobe Dean, Devin White. Then you got guys like Nicholas Morrow and maybe a Sean Bradley, Christian Ellis, maybe a draftee to kind of learn, would you do it? We'll talk specifics, money, last year's play. But before we do that, help your boy out and hit that like button. Y'all been killing it. Subscribe and ding the bell. Join notification gang. Drop the muscle emoji in the chat if you got nothing else to say. But let me know in the comment section. Before this video goes, would you trade for Devin White? And again, it really matters to what we would have to give up. Not a first round pick. He is playing on his 5th-year option. So in 2024, he's an unrestricted free agent. He can leave and do whatever he wants. And if a team trades for him, I believe they're going to make a new deal. Let's just talk about how he was flirting with the Eagles back on March 23, March 27. So all about the birds, made this graphic, number 54, with Devin White in an Eagles jersey. And they said, let's make it happen. Hashtag Devin White. Hashtag Fly Eagles Fly. Well, Devin White quote tweeted it and said, green, my favorite color. So green is my favorite color, but 40 and 45 are my numbers. Appreciate the love. And then he put the, championship trophy. Again, knows that this team is talented enough to really run it back. And this was kind of before we knew all the news of who's here, who's coming back. I'm not sure exactly when we did all the transactions, but March 23rd was in the process of the Eagles, going out and getting guys. Terrell Edmonds wasn't there. Probably Nicholas Morrow wasn't there. At the end of the day, the foundational pieces we brought back in Slay, Bradbury, Fletch, BG, Kelsey was huge. And again, if Devin White really wanted to be an Eagle, we could make number 40 or 45 work, right? Rick Lovato is going to be re-signed to the Eagles. He's our long snapper. Hey, guess what, Rick Lovato? You might have to take a different number because if Devin White wants 40 or 45, we going to have to give it to him, Lovato. We love you too, but we got to give it to Devin White. Now, some people are worried about the money and the dip in pass coverage last year. He did dip a little bit. He had 120 passer rating when targeted his way, but that Buccaneers defense wasn't the same. They couldn't sustain drives on offense. I'm not going to look at one down year and say, yeah, he's done. He's still a top 5. If you want to go top 7 linebacker in the game, I'll give you 7. I think he's top 5, but I can go as far back as 7. He's a baller. And again, when you have the front 7 we have, the back 7, or the secondary we have with Slay, Bradbury, and Maddox, who knows exactly what Terrell Edmonds and Reed Blankenship will be as a tandem, but corners are important in this league. Pass rush is important for the linebackers. TJ Edwards had his best year with the secondary and the pass rush helping him out. Kaiser White got paid. Linebackers are going to have an easier role with guys getting 70 sacks than a team that's not getting sacks. Let's just say that. And let's look at his numbers real quick before we even go to the money and what it will take to get him, right? So last year, 2022, he played all 17 games, had 110 total tackles, 59 solo tackles, 51 assisted tackles, and 5.5 sacks. Again, if you look at his numbers in 2021, 2020, and 2019, 17 games in 2021, 15 games in 2020, and only 13 games in 2019. But yes, from a tackling standpoint, he dipped off a little bit. And the coverage standpoint is what people are really looking at and saying, it is what it is. James Bradbury dipped last year with the Giants, and then he came to the Eagles and was an all-pro. We made TJ and Kaiser look like very productive linebackers, and I'm not trying to take nothing away from them because they're not here. I wanted them back low-key. Shout out to TJ for getting $7 million a year. But Devin White in this system will be a dominant force, and then you got Nakobe Dean alongside of him to learn and grow. I think that could be a nice tandem. He's only 25 years old. Again, 5.5 sacks at the linebacker position last year. Oh, but he couldn't cover. None of our linebackers sniffed 5.5 sacks. So, again, with this defense, with the pass rush being as good as it is, with the coverage from a cornerback standpoint, not asking your linebacker to go cover Travis Kelce, to go cover these hybrid tight ends and slot receivers. We won't ask that of Devin White. I think linebacker being a position that we're not fully secured at, who knows if we would go draft or what we would do, I think you got to at least pick up the phone and figure out what Tampa Bay wants. Now, the rumor was they don't want to trade him, but they understand he's in his 5th-year option. Devin White is due $11.7 million in his 5th-year option. We would most likely have to give him a new deal. Again, if we brought him over this year and started the deal this year, mind you, whenever Jalen Hurts' contract gets reported and signed, his money won't kick in this year. It will kick in next year. So we have still north of 19 mil. If you front the contract instead of doing what Howie does and backload it, you front load it a little bit. So the next 2 years ain't going to be that big of a hit. If we extend him for 3 years, just say, right? And then you fit the numbers in with Jalen Hurts over the long term. Plus, there's been rumors that Jalen Hurts is going to get a Patrick Mahomes type deal, 10 years, and then Howie Roseman can really do what he wants with the contract to fit it around all the important keys that we will either draft, have to sign in the next couple years, or a guy we could extend this year. Howie Roseman got it on lock. Mind you, the cap is going up, all that good stuff. This is exactly what I said. A down year in coverage last year, but he's still top 5. I'll go back to top 7 if you want. You get a top 7 linebacker to play alongside of Nakobe Dean with already having the secondary we have, the pass rush we have. Who knows if we add the Jalen Carter, the Nolan Smith, the Kalijah Cansey to this defense rotation. Oh my goodness. Reddick, Smith, Sweat, BG, Davis, Fletch, Williams, Streets. Back end now, you know the bookend corners. Slay and Bradbury, Avante, Edmonds, Reed Blankenship, and Nakobe Dean, and Devin White. Side by side. And in today's game, you don't play with that many linebackers on the field, especially when you got a guy like Terrell Edmonds who can play in the box. Sheesh. Talk about coming into this year with a better defense than last year. But no, you lost Marcus Epps, you lost TJ Edwards, you lost Kaiser White. All undrafted guys who became something eventually. I'm just saying. Do 11.7 this year. If we would take him and pay him the 11.7, then he has a chance of walking in free agency next year. And again, Philly Mike, you talked about this whole video. You've been talking for 9 minutes. You didn't mention what it will take. Of course. I'm not giving up a first-round pick. I'm not giving up a second-round pick. I will go as far to say a third-round pick. Maybe a third-round pick this year and some type of compensation in 2024. Because Tampa also is playing with not much leverage. He wants to be traded. He doesn't want to play, and it's his final year. If he doesn't want to play for you in 2023, he's not going to sign a new deal. There's nothing that Tampa can do at this point to make him want to stay. It's as simple as that. They got to worry about finding a quarterback also. They probably do it in the draft. That's neither here or there. Don't let him walk for free. Don't let him sit out this year or play but not really play this year just to walk away in free agency next year, because he's gone, Tampa. That's why we were able to steal C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And I'm here to say we messed that up in the sense that, yes, we should have been able to get him, see his play, and lock him up during the season. Heck, if you get him, let him play on his 11.7 tag, a little high. We got the room. How we can make the room possibly. Still need $8 or $9 million for our draft picks. That being said, you sign him on this. If he plays up to standards during the year, then you re-extend him and do what you got to do. We got C.J. Gardner-Johnson for a 7th and 5th or whatever we got him for because the Saints had no leverage, because he was playing on his last year of his deal and he was going to leave, just like Devin White. I'm not saying you can get Devin White for a 5th and a 7th, but throw in a 3rd round pick. Throw in some compensation next year. I would do it. Devin White, 25, turning 26. You extend him for 3 to 4 years. He'll give you some good ball playing, pause, till he's about 30. Let me know your thoughts in the contract. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And again, no first, no second. I would use a 3rd round pick this year. We can talk about some compensation next year, but I will at least pick up the phone and see what's going on. Howie Roseman, the most aggressive GM in the league, is not going to at least call Tampa and see what's going on. Again, Tampa's leverage is not strong enough to say, they can say no because they can try to make him play. But again, the team that calls, the team that offers him something pretty decent, they might think Devin White is a 2nd or 1st round talent. He was a 1st round pick. But again, he's leaving regardless next year. So let Howie, Slick Rick Howie, talk to Tampa's GM for a little bit. He'll work something out. Again, it's an option because there is some linebackers in the draft, but Jack Campbell's pretty good out of Iowa, but can he come in and be an impact player right away? And are we even going to draft a linebacker after signing Nicholas Morrow, having Nakobe Dean, and possibly playing with 2, maybe 3 linebackers only a couple times in this scheme? Unless we go 3-4, then you need as many linebackers as possible in a 3-4 base defense. We'll see where it all goes. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. Help your boy out and hit that like. Subscribe if you are new. Ding the bell. Again, the conversation only really starts if the draft compensation we got to give is not crazy. Again, if he had 2 or 3 years on his contract, now Tampa got leverage. He's a good player. He'll be under contract for wherever he goes for a while. But when you are on your 5th year option, the leverage is on the caller, not the owner of the player, of the player's contract, because they don't own players. Let me know your thoughts on the contract. I keep saying let me know your thoughts on the contract. It's been a long day. Coming off a 5-day weekend, I wasn't ready to go back to work. Just got off of work, too. Let me know your thoughts. I love y'all. We out.